Now, many people want to help people to get healthier and fitter. So they always think, should I be a personal trainer? However, they always think, do they have what it takes to be a personal trainer? The common misconception that they usually have is that, do you need to look like a personal trainer? And what they actually have in mind is that they need to look like a bodybuilder. Now, let me tell you, that's not correct. Here, I would like to help you to understand what it takes to be a good personal trainer. Now, the most important and the first one is that you are able to connect with clients. And what I mean here is that you are able to make the client feel comfortable with you and the client likes you. The only way to do that is to truly understand how your client wants to be treated. Now, you probably have heard this saying before, treat others how you want to be treated. Let me tell you, that's not correct in the field of personal training. You're supposed to treat clients how they want to be treated. If you start to practice that, I'm very sure you are able to connect with them. Next, to become a good personal trainer, you should be able to inspire, enable, and empower your clients. Now, what I mean here in inspiring your client is to be able to believe in them and to give them positive feedback. Once you believe in them, once you give them positive feedback, they will be able to feel inspired and they will want to take it to the next level. By enabling your client, what you do is making goals small and achievable, which leads to a bigger goal. Why you want to do that? Because when a client is successful, through small goals, they will want to look for more. As you have probably heard, small success breeds bigger success. The last point on number 2 will be to be able to empower people. Now, when you empower people, what you do is you work with the clients to decide on certain strategies. So instead of deciding things for them, what you do is to help the client to decide. In that way, you are empowering them to make decisions, you're empowering them to do self-monitoring so they can control their fitness journey better. Next, point number 3. To become a good personal trainer, you may want to ensure that you have the right facts. How do you do that? Is you have a good background in exercise science, exercise guidelines, as well as application. Now, I'm a big fan of application. It is very good that you have the science, you have the guidelines. But what is much more important is that you'll be able to translate that and make that relevant to your clients. To give you an example, ACSM, American College of Sports Medicine, says that you should exercise most times of the week. Now, if we were to tell a client these guidelines, it doesn't make much value to them because everybody knows they should exercise. But how you can make this relevant to them is to be able to come up with programs or exercise that is fun, that is challenging, and yet safe for them. Now, remember the word is for them. So every individual client will have different preference, different needs, and different ability. So you've got to be able to read different clients, what they want, what they need, what they prefer, and train them according to what they want. Having all the exercise science knowledge, having all the skills that you have, you cannot forget this big important component, the business aspect. Remember, if you don't have a client, you are not a personal trainer. So to become a good personal trainer, you need to be able to promote yourself. Once you get your certification, many personal trainers, their staff, they do not know what to do. Right? They do not know where to get their clients. So what you need to do is to be able to tell people how you can help them. So what you need to do is to have a good marketing plan. Find your clients, prove to them, explain to them that how you can be able to help them. Once you do that, they will begin to start training with you. Now, the journey doesn't end there. When they start training you, you've got to be able to retain them. Now, let me tell you, there's a survey. Half of the people that starts to exercise drops out within 6 months of exercising. That's a huge amount. So what you need to do as a personal trainer is to learn how you can gradually incorporate exercise into their lifestyle. Through that, you'll be able to have a better adherence rate. And finally, if you really want to make this as your career, you need to remember this most important point of all the qualities. To be able to meet your client's satisfaction, as well as their expectation through safe and effective exercise. Let me tell you, that's quite hard because every client has different personality, different preference, different needs, different abilities, and they may have a different culture than you. They may also speak a different language. So what you really need to do is to put yourself away. When you work with them, put yourself away and start to have this open mind, open arms, and understand and truly understand what they are looking for. Once you are able to understand how they want to be treated and what they want, you'll be able to integrate all the science that you have, all the guidelines that you have, integrate that into your session and figure out what strategy will work best for them. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. It's through experience you'll be able to get this. That is why if you were to refer to my earlier video on the difference between certification and ability, that's the big difference. Certification is purely knowledge. Ability, a lot has to do with your skills.